I'm back.
No, Yes, so what? Yeah, that's what I thought. Ugh.
I'm sorry.
I can't believe I've broken the golden rule again.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost? But send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood. What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message. I'll go. But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
I got a spare key.
How'd you do? Hello there, friend. Well, I'll take... Now you're talking, I'm in. Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? All right. But I'm going to need you to tell me before... Well, how do I know I can... I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bargain, but here's your money. Now, the location of that bow. What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of me own. What is this? Some kind of joke? I don't believe this is happening.
I do love a good loophole.
Don't even talk to me.
Well, that was revenge. Oh, that was close. Oh. So what have I... There's gotta be something I haven't explored yet. Should I tell him it's... I already tried that, but there's no option.
Ah, I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. Some people say it's, which means one, and I'm good. Then the first is to... Good question. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought. Nice to talk to you.
I'm afraid this area is private. I must ask you to leave.
I will try to help you.
A new face. Arve and Mayvest. Oh my. That is quite a lot to take in. You'll have to give me a moment. Let's see. If that is indeed the case, I suppose we better figure out what to do about it, hadn't we? We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. May Fortuna guide you. Arve again. I don't, I'm afraid. See you again.
Alright. I'll get back to it. I haven't been up there before.
You stay away from my money.
I'm not touching your money. I got a warrant. Key. Well, don't want to steal.
Well, unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink, get out. Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
Wow. I upset her.
Just as the ocean accepts, but it... Say it. Then... I thought I had to tell myself. I must have... He gives some... I understand. And now we share a secret. Friend, you have given me hope. May you follow in the footsteps of Hercules and return to the light of day.
Hello? Hello? Do you like it? But... Like... Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can have my plaque and everyone will be happy. Gold? You mean treasure? Bye-bye.
Alright. Galerius.
She went missing. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me, and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her, and from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here, like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out, she would have told me. She'd never have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the Golden Rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing. Somebody abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened? My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room. I've never seen the inside of it. And I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow. Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there. I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Centilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the Cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose. All right, friend. Thanks for the chat.
shiny. Salve and well. Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. But after about I remember, I suppose, anyway. All right.
How'd you do? Don't even talk to me.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? My name... Do you love... But... Like... Yeah. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna have to restart. Should I? I'm gonna go back.
Yuli. All right, I'll go.
Ixion turns.
Fabian, listen.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. Hi. Hello there, friend. May I say? Well, I'll take your word for it. Now you're talking, I'm in. Oh, that... All right. Well, how do I... I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bargain, but here's your money. Now, the location of that bow. What? I can't take that golden bow, but you promised to tell... What is it?
Gave me what I want. I gave you what I promised. We should do it.
Don't even talk to me.
Greetings and salutations.
What?
Can't stay. Places to be.
What I need to do is get that medicine for one of Virgo's harassers. See?
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
The key to the shrine. Shine for Apollo.
Traits, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diane. Feeling all right?
Yulia!
I'm Lucretia,
I'm so glad you
and
did
I'm
your
going to be
filming.
straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my
We're
depth.
free. Malleolus just released us and we never have to set foot in that villa.
Well, she used to run the clinic. Until she
Hilarious
suddenly
arrangement
lost
somehow.
this change the last time I saw, and then she's been. But I really wish one of my patients is suffering from terrible. I really shouldn't say. He's become so irritable. I just know Nave.
Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly.
Really?
Ready?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, LPS. I will.
There we go.
May Apollo keep you safe. Feeling all right? Oh, I see. Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. I wish that's a...
I'm gonna give him the cure.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. What business is that of yours? Willowbark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching in the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one. No idea what you're talking about? Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain in all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry, mean. I know that's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth. But with the willow bark, I'm already starting to feel like myself again. And I know I said I owe you one. So I'll leave him alone from now on.
Good job.
It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
Be careful who you trust.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. What demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it?
Yep.
Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
Delayed resolved.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana's.
Salve again? How is... You're a Sisyphus, he was... Anyway, so... Oh, now... I've bound, but... because sentient is not... I'll let that... Alright.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Where'd she go? So, that's everyone else.
It'll be between... Why do you... All of the mail... Well, but if it's any... By using... As I said... Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. Very well. Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
I'll sit next to this guy. And the guy with the blue shirt. Guy with the blue dress, Virgo. I'll sit next between my two buddies. Alright. That's it then. The majority of people will vote for this guy. Fingers crossed. And then we'll free Dolly in no time. And then I'm gonna have to explore 2 more endings. Because this game has 4 endings.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
Citizens, you have
Oh
made
no.
your decision. Sextus Sentius Imperiosus.
You, the new arrival, whatever your name is. You're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
I gotta get out of here. And the golden rule will break. Is it gonna happen now?
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I wonder if I had to convince them.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back? Oh. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood. What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message. Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess. All right, got it. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant.
Fabia, listen.
There's a troublemaker coming into the city.
I know, and I'll take care of him. Just go and hide, but not in the empty shrine.
Wait, how did you know I was headed in there?
No time to explain. Go!
All right, I'll be in my bakery. Thank you, Galerius.
Don't shoot. I'm no threat. You'll find what you're looking for in the avenue. Second building on your left. I've got to run.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
How'd you do?
Lucretia, no time to explain. I'm supposed to give you the Sylphium resin for Yulia.
What? Quick, give it here. I'm just going to help us.
I'm gonna watch you die.
Curse you, cultist.
Serves him right.
Salve, Rufius. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
A treatment? Really? Thank God. Finally, some relief after all this time. Thank you, Galerius. You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. See you around.
Maybe I should convince him to vote for that guy too. And plus, he gave him the cure.
The Emperor. He knows Malleolus's real name is Quinctius, thanks to Claudia, and demands he withdraw from the election and release Ulpius and Iulia immediately.
Are you out of your mind,
Welcome.
Yes, couldn't even keep his... Certainly. Very well.
Hey.
Citizen. Citizen.
Julia!
A golden
I'm so
bowl,
glad you didn't go through with
just
it.
like Apollo
It
and
wasn't for
Diana.
lack of trying. And now Malleolus is going to... Wait. Why do you look so happy?
We're free. Malleolus just released us and we never have to set foot in that villa again.
What? How?
Galerius arranged it somehow.
Really? That's... incredible. Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when
Welcome.
you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Can I get to talk to him? Well, I can't talk to him.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money, wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir. Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know. Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius. That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve again, friend. How is... You're a bit... Sisyphus. Sisyphus, he was forcing him... Tantalus... Oh. Anyway, so... Oh, and... Oh, now... Oh, and... Now... I've bounced the idea, but... He did? I'll let... Alright.
Alright, so where's Rufus?
Citizen.
Where are you gonna vote?
Galerius.
Yes!
Sorted out my rheumatism. For the first time in a long time, I'm not in constant pain. Good man. Fine. No idea what... I know. I'm...
Well, now he's gonna vote for Gallios too, and Virgo.
Ah, a new face. I hear we have you. Some people, which mean, and I'm good. Perhaps it's best. Well, I'm an art help out, but you... Nice to...
Wait, who are you gonna vote?
Welcome. Galerius, definitely.
Yes!
He put an end to the notes.
Everyone's voting for him.
All right. Nice to talk.
I'm gonna like him way more when he votes him.
Be careful who you trust.
It'll be why. As I. But citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Time to go to the theater.
I can't wait. I have faith in him. I'm so proud of him. I know some people are gonna vote for Santilius.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism.
Yes!
Valerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
I'm so proud of you! Give me a hug!
Magistrate Galerius.
Give me a hug!
Would you like to make a brief address?
Alright, I'll sit back.
I want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you've put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georges I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer.
Yep.
Are you the newcomer?
I'm a guy that changes everything. Yep, that's me.
Oh, it is you. Then, thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy. You can have my shiny plaque if you want, and maybe you
Thank
can
you.
help me find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said, but before that, he gave me a key to the cisterns. Please help me find. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. The key to the upper cisterns.
Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up high, Hannibal said. Oh, look over there. Something shining. Is it treasure?
Is it a golden bowl?
Treasure. I could see it from myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe nobody wants it anymore. Maybe no one will mind if I just take it.
Oh, careful.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Well, oh my god, I can't believe he took it. God damn it. I just released him and that's how much the thanks we get. Well, well, that went well.
Salvat. Oh. You lit. Poor Alright, then. I'll go.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
What is this? Whoa. We're in space. This is like space. This is like a future.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know? It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive. This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutabal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one.
Charon.
To make their transition.
That's the Charon in the beginning of the game.
For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions. No. Long ago I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that. As you wish. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago. That is a long story, one that began over lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind. condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysia, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her horrified. And then I pleaded. It was, but he refused. Human, let's see if he then my, and so, and here.
Skip.
They were also, as the I had to ensure. It is to be, but the, of course. That is merely the name. That is a story dating back. Now this man was unmarried. Of all the wit there had draped. See, but I give you, and when you disobey, and you always disobey, and so you are, you disobey. When my kid, the gold, as my, I've always considered, no, this, for you, that I made, if she was, then what an, do you plan to speak in sweeping generalization? I have seen no such thing. Taking one's own life. Therefore, it can. Now tell me. The merchant. I disagree. Now tell me. You speak of the moneylender, and he would never have signed a contract. Now tell me. The midwife in the palace. The rule is they are for. Now tell me. Very good. Then only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
I cannot know.
I was hoping you can tell me. I came here on my own. He cannot know. I came here on my own. I was hoping you could tell me.
Impossible. No mortals.
Do you have an explanation?
Not yet, but I will learn the truth. Enough of this. It seems why have you come?
I want to get out of here. Oh, I want to get out of here, or I would like to put you.
If you anger, so. That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it?
You trapped people in this city against their will. given terrible punishments to hundreds of people, some for their minor sins, and some who committed no sins
Every
after all.
one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people?
But I'm a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
No.
Of course not. Because that would be absurd. Just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals. My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
That sounds arrogant.
Bah! For a moment I thought you might have been building to a point. But I see now you are just a hubristic little creature.
If you're doing this for love, you should know that... Oh.
She cannot know.
Huh. I see what you are doing.
My apologies, I misspoke.
You have... That is a... These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist? Then you still have the option to end your life, should you? According... Very well. How so? And be specific.
No.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one. His cruelty does seem to grow great. True. Pathetic. You will need... That is...
Enough talk, I'm going to end this.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Seize the crown. Might be immortal, but your beloved isn't.
How dare you threaten her? This ends now. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
What about you? Alright. Let's get out of here. Miss me. Okay.
Salve, friend. Oh. You lit. Alright, let me... What? I'll go.
Alright. Wow. I can change the screen.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce. No go, but the one, and I've been, and what is that they will first.
See this? It's a properous crown.
I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
I took it from her after I killed her in another timeline.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I didn't want to kill her, but if you don't want to put an end to the golden rule, I will do it again. I can do this all day. I will do it again. I can do this all day. In the golden rule, I will.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium humiliated and alone.
Well, what's it gonna be?
I do not see that
Choose.
I have choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this. If I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
We just want to return to the world.
Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Don't make me kill her again. Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, foiling an assassination attempt, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there, I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
That's the ending.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
The golden rule is gone now, and everybody is safe.
You're back!
But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
How did I die?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You made a purchase in a marketplace, and the change you received was, by mistake, a single silver coin of ancient origin. You were seen inspecting it, and soon after, you were set upon by 2 thieves. The shopkeeper who had given you the coin saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here, nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. Most ask you, as you made a purchase, you were seen inspecting it. The shopkeeper who had given you the coin. So you both fought bravely. There was nothing you or your he died instantly at the scene. That man's you were each in possession. It means there is no. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferryman for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here. It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
One year later. Ooh. I got the best ending. Is that you, Al?
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. After everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you. I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Okay.
You're finally here. Remember me?
Glaius, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
It's good to see you again.
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you'd better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
The Oracle. Assemble as many as people as possible in the museum.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Dooley.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you. So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
How's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside, with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us, for all of us. See you soon, I hope.
Back again? Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're gonna be around, we'd love to see you there.
Congratulations.
You'd better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
How's Dolly?
Hello, I'm Dooley. Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There he is.
Alright. It's Ulia and Lucretia.
You're the Oracle, right? Oh, of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation. Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend. And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed? And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about. I really am.
So what happened to Malleolus and Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Jeez.
As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
Wait, what was that? Sounds like they got what was coming to them. I think you're allowed to feel that way.
I couldn't agree more.
Whatever happened to Aurelia?
Ugh, someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now on. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently he'd proposed before they'd even met, and last I heard she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called... what was it? Nigeria? Some people have all the luck.
Don't worry, something tells me she's going to get what she's deserved. As Oracle, I foresee terrible disappointment in her future.
Well, you are the Oracle, so I suppose I'll take your word
She's
for it.
been a gold digger.
I feel better already. Thank you.
What a gold digger. Trying to live a high life. What? It's good to see you again, Aurelia.
You too! If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there. You're welcome.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So... I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. You too, don't be a stranger.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi there, I'm Horatius. I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life, and reuniting Centilla with us as well. So, thank you.
What happened to your buddy, Domitius?
He's not my... Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. So he started some kind of underground blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome. Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out, and his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
That's a shame.
Perhaps. Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal, remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever. Thanks. I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot, but some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides. And you, farewell.
It's sent here.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time. But he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is, we'll never see him again. He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld. Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time. Eternal
Hell yeah.
torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me.
Yeah. Good.
Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere. You too. See you around.
Hello. You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia. I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life. I don't know how you knew, but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure. I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night. Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive. Oh, it really is. You too.
Greetings. You must be the legendary Oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance. I am Georgius. I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that I am most grateful. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won. You too, my friend.
The hermit philosopher.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Magnificent museum, is it not?
We have. I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any case, I'm Philip. I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it. I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again. My sincere thanks once again.
Good evening.
Octavia and Livia. And there's...
Some soiree, innit?
Hello.
Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
No need to thank me, it was entirely intended.
Such acerbic wit. I love it. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market.
What?
That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend? Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
Okay, what should I... Ooh, all of it is a lie. Print media is going to make huge comeback. DVD rentals have a bright future. Broadcast television is going to be the next big thing.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune. Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my friend.
Good evening.
There's Livia.
Greetings. Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
Pretty good prompts lately.
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence. I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while, at least until I'm well enough to be independent again. And you. Farewell, friend.
There's Octavia.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber, not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people, like you helped him. Thank you. That means a lot. And you? Oh, and I hope this isn't too forward, but some of us are going out for a drink after this, if you'd like to join us. Wonderful. I'll see you soon.
Oh, there's Kirbash.
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle. You know my name? Oh, of course. You are an Oracle. You know many things. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place, and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous. For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun.
Sounds like you earned it.
Indeed. Thank you, Oracle.
Wow. Rufus is there and Virgil. Wow. I wonder if they're friends or something.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow. I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam. Just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are. You too. If you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
Nice to meet you. I go by Rufus now. New start, new name. Oh, and thanks, by the way, for what you did. Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff. I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time. Huh. Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant. You too. Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're grateful.
Hello there.
You must be Centilia.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name.
Centelius, the guy who kidnapped you. The guy who kidnapped the girl.
You didn't hear? My adoptive father, Centius, locked me up in the upper cistern to stop me from escaping. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him. I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine. Thanks. You too.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm Ulpius. I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake, I'll be forever in your debt. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way, sitting together on our terrace with a glass of our wine, which the locals say is almost drinkable now, and watching the sunset over the rolling hillside. And I couldn't be happier. Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you. You too.
It's great. I met everybody that appears 2,000 years ago. Awesome. Wow. This was all from 2,000 years ago. The many shall suffer for the sins of one.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Is that Karen? Oh, behind you.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
I recognize that voice.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
Did what you could. Thank you. You created the time loop.
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, after witnessing Pluto punish countless chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way. Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day. And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned...
Whoa!
none can
Those were the victims that turned into statues?
Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus,
Oh my
Paris,
god.
and Proud.
The canon ending. Ending 404. Best ending ever. Oh wait. I like that ending. But I want to see what happens. Time for one more ending, and then I'll have to go to bed.
Not a good time, friend.
You're a good man, and I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Well,
Wait. Well. Wait. Can I still...
what now? I have a message from Malleolus.
I remember what... I saw another way on YouTube while I was when I was just looking on YouTube to see how to get all the endings, and I saw a way to get into the what's that place? To get into the upper Sertian.
You? Who are you? Juno. I'm Centella. He wants to keep us all here forever. or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. Sentient. I don't know. Behind me, the only problem... I'm going to take that key. I'm done. There won't be enough time. There's no time. What? I hate you.
I'm getting out of here. Alright, let's rewind. What?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Alright, the golden rule's going to be broken soon. I need to quietly get everyone except senators ready to run into the upper certain when the ground starts to rumble.
What? That's a big ask. But I doubt I'll be able to gather more.
Okay. Let's go. Maybe I shouldn't skip the dialogues.
The 49 Beladies fetch again, with incessant labor. The warden they have lost.
Salve.
Before I do that, I should probably save a lot of people. Alright. That's done.
What? You hopefully that a what? That you just and in the mean that's a
I hear we have you. Nice to talk.
Thank you. What?
Stop right there.
Empty shrine.
Thank you for your service.
How'd you do?
Don't you just love springtime?
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And, yes, no more shall you walk on, eggshells, yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes. Very good.
Are you finished now? I'm sitting here waiting.
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky?
Salve.
Citizen.
We've all. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no, no. Orpheus, what are you doing?
That's the...
What?
Why do you...
I know. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please help. Thank
You... Well, you don't under... It's too... If I... Oh, Really? But we're still... Really? You'd do that? It seemed... Thank you. Thank you. I just wish... I'll go and...
Alright. So that's everybody all done.
You. Thank you. We... what?
Alright. I told Glarus to lead everyone here.
How did you know? Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Alright. Game's up. Centilius.
What do we do with Centilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. It's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you were supposed to, you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but I'd have preferred if you'd give almost 50. I should be grateful for your stupidity. In any case, there's no better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
You know...
Why? Isn't it obvious? And as long as this day I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely. To cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every man will, as I told you, that by reliving the same day over and over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust.
Coward. Let's see you cheat your way out of this.
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Centilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Enjoy the torch.
The many shall suffer.
I have his
for the sins
I
of
can
the
open
one.
the gate. Come on. We have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Really? I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kinda rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proserpina. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold. Apparently, Scintilla and a handful of other citizens managed to escape, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light. What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry, come again? Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place going around and around in circles. This is disturbing, but I don't understand how I could have written it. I'm not following. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping a bunch of others to escape. That's a lot to take in. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it. I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what? Why don't you tell me what you...
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me... I do not... That you... My rule. Most so... Ask you... As you would... You made a... You were... The shop... You... That... It... There is... I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's...
Kinda lost track of time, and there was a tablet describing it. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of... Well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was... Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while...
Cortia and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been. All we can do is take this gift you've given us, and try to show others the same compassion you showed us. We promise you that saving our lives was not for nothing. Scintilla et al.
Let's see. Not bad. Only a few survivors.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
The ones that got away reach ending 3 or 4. How many might survive the night if you confront the god of the underworld? That was a good game. That's all the endings I explore. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Sudden Drop, signing off. By the way, I've been reading this message here. Hello, sorry for bothering you. Well, it's been a promotion of the channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. Well, I don't do that much, but I can still manage. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's 12 at midnight and I have to be in bed. Have a good night, guys, or have a good day if you're watching today. This is Sudden Drop signing off. Goodbye, everybody.